Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Um, yes. So I'm not sure whether you are aware of Tosca Commander, like you have done your research. Maybe you can have you whether you have some brief idea about it or not. I'll just give you an overview about what Tricentis is doing and what is the role of Tosca Commander in Tricentis products. And then we will see a small demo. We'll automate a small test case of login in demo web shop, and I'll show what all things we need in Tosca Commander and what happens in Tosca Commander. So before that, um, to introduce myself, I have overall 8 years of experience in IT, wherein 6.5 years of experience I have completely with Tosca automation tool. And I have worked with different domains like SAP web automation, API automation. I have done some mobile testing using Tosca as the automation tool. And I have worked on different um, projects like life sciences, finance. Now I'm working in a project which is involved around e-commerce applications. So this is all about my experience. And if you are completely new to Tosca Commander, then just an idea, just an overview, so that you get to know what Tosca Commander is. So you see, Tosca is an enterprise end-to-end automation tool which is created by the organization Tricentis. Okay, so Tricentis has several other products, like as you can see on the screen. It has test automation for Salesforce. It has test IM. It has Q test. Along with all of these, Tosca Commander is one of the products that has been created by or developed by Tricentis. Okay. And when we talk about Tosca Commander, usually we compare one automation tool with the other automation tool. And generally, when we talk about Tosca, we compare it with Selenium because Selenium is you can say it as the most used automation framework throughout the world. Like globally, Selenium is the largest automation framework that is being used in most of the IT companies. Then after that, we have several other automation frameworks which are code based or codeless, whatever it is. So if you compare Tosca with Selenium, the advantages that we get with Tosca is a enterprise end-to-end solution. When I say enterprise end-to-end solution, let's say if I have a company, say ABC, and I have many applications in it. Like I have few SAP systems, few Salesforce applications, few web applications, and I have to do some mobile testing also. And along with that, I want to do some database testing. So with one license, I can achieve the automation requirements for all the different applications, right? Like I can use the same Tosca license, Tosca Commander license for SAP, Salesforce, database, web, you name it. Anything can be automated regardless of the technology. Like if you buy or purchase a Tosca license that can be used to provide an end-to-end enterprise solution for whatever technology you might be using. But in Selenium, automating SAP is a little bit cumbersome, like it's a bit complex, and we can't have the 100% automation penetration when we use Selenium as the automation tool for SAP. But Tosca, we can automate it easily. There will be no hurdles. When I talk about Salesforce also, Salesforce or database or any other new legacy application websites, those cannot be automated easily by Selenium. I don't say that it is not possible at all. It is possible with Selenium also, but if we compare the complexity, with Selenium, automating a Salesforce application is much complex when we compare it with Tosca. Okay. Tosca Commander, as I told, it can automate almost 190 plus technologies. Any technology, like you name SAP, Workday, and we have this Salesforce application, which is also automatable by Tosca Commander. Database, Power BI, we can do data integrity testing using Tosca Commander. So almost 190 plus technologies are being automated by using Tosca Commander. That's the power of it, and that's why people call it as enterprise end-to-end solution. And along with this enterprise end-to-end solution, we have several other products also, which is Qtest is nothing but the Jira of percentage. Like we have Jira for manual testing or Jenkins for build deployment. So we have Qtest here. And if you see here, we have test management for Jira also, like whatever test cases we have created in Tosca Commander, those can be integrated in Jira and can be displayed in Jira. So we have several other products from Tricentis. Neoload is one product of Tricentis which is used for performance testing. But these are not a component of Tosca Commander. We need to purchase the licenses separately. Okay. So in most of your course or in the duration of this course, we'll be working with only this one product, which is Tosca Commander. And I'll before I explain what goes in Tosca, I'll give a brief technical definition of Tosca, how Tosca works, and why people call it as a codeless automation tool, right? Before that, before I explain this concept, let me take a pause here. If you have any questions, we will take up that and then we'll proceed to the next step. Yeah. Any questions from your side?
No.
All right. So, Tosca is usually referred or termed as codeless automation tool, or it is usually called as module-based automation framework, right? The only reason is here uh, we do not script any code or we do not program any uh, piece of code to run something. Like here, we do not run at all. Here, we do not write any code to run a particular test scenario. Here, we just scan the pages. When I say scan the pages, we create modules for that particular pages, and that modules we will be using in our test cases. So people may confuse it with record and playback. No, it's not record and playback. Here we are not recording and playing it back. It's not like Axel Q. There is some other tool which uses record and playback. It's not like that. It's module based. When I say module based, we capture the controls that we need from a particular page, and whatever controls we have captured, that we will utilize in our test case according to our requirement, whatever it is. If you want to do verification or perform an input action or store some value from the application, whatever it is, we use that captured elements in our test cases. And when I say that we are capturing some elements, that capturing process is called module, or we can call it as module scanning. And once the module is scanned, we will use it as a test case. Okay. Now I'll just give you a small demo. How to create a module? What do you mean? What do I specifically mean by a module? Test case from that modules, we will see that we will run the test case and we will see what are the further other areas which we have in our Tosca Commander. This is a normal landing screen in Tosca Commander. And before I go to create a test case, I'll have to create a module first. Okay, so now I'm just creating a new folder. So I'll just create the folder as demo. Okay. Now, I just want to take a very simple scenario. Like this is a test application. I want to launch this URL. After the URL is launched, a simple test case. I just want to click on login. Okay. Give a username and password and click on login. Okay. After login, I have to verify that the user is successfully logged in or not. Like I have to verify that the login is successful. So for that, let me first register quickly. So I am using these details to register. Yeah. Okay. So the registration is completed. I just want to perform a simple test case, which is click on login, enter the credentials, and click on login button and verify that the login is successful. So let me just go to homepage again. So now as I told, like I have to perform a click action on login. I'll have to capture it. So to capture it, I'll create a module. So I'm right clicking on this folder that I created, selecting scan and application. I'll select this application, whichever I want to scan. I'm selecting it. Now I'll click on condense. As I told, I want to perform an action on login link. So I'm capturing only login link. If I want, I can take register also for future reference. But for this particular scenario, I'm good with these two concepts. So select a registered and login. Once this is done, I'll click on finish screen. In my application, I'll click on login. Now I want to scan this login page. So again, I'll start the scan screen, put it to condense mode, select whatever control I need. Like I need these three controls because I want to enter the name here, enter the password here, and click on the login button. I need three controls. I have captured the three controls. I'm good with this page also. So once I have scanned all the controls, I'll click on finish screen. Then here, after this, I want to verify. Like it's after clicking on login button, my test case is not completed. I have to perform a verification. So to do that verification, I'll just log in with the created user and I'll scan this logout link. Because if a user is successfully logged in, then that means the logout option should be displayed. So I'll take this as a verification point. I'll click on scan screen, right? And then I'll put condensed again, take this logout as the control that I need. Okay. So I have selected it. Then I'll click on advanced again, finish screening, close the module. And here, if I come back to my Tosca commander screen, this was the folder which I created. And if I open, there will be three modules that are created. Okay. The name of the first module will be top menu links. The module name for the second will be login page. The module name for the last controls is logout link. I can rename it so that whenever a third person looks, he should understand what has been scanned and what this module is doing. So that's why we have renamed it. Now, once all the required modules are scanned, we can go into test cases. I'm checking out this folder to create a test case. Now, after the checkout is done, I'll create a test case. I'll name it as login functionality test. Okay. So once a test case is created, now we have to create test case. So how test cases are going to be created? They are going to be created from the module. So now whatever modules I have scanned, I'll select all of them, move it into the test case like this. I'm just dragging and dropping those modules from there to here. Now, once I drop them, you see the change in the icon. Earlier, they were modules. Okay. We didn't have anything to do with them. They are just a containers, or you can just call them as a blueprint. Now, once we move or we drag and drop these modules into the test cases, they become the real entities. Okay. Like now, those modules are converted into test steps. And on these test steps, we can perform whatever actions we need. So let's start with the first test step. Like I know that I have to click on this login link in the first test step. So I'm just giving on login. Now, for the second test step, what we need to do here, we need to give the email address. My email address is this and my password is this. Okay. As it is a password data type, it is getting encrypted. If we do not want it to be masked, we can remove the password data type and put it as string and it will not be encrypted anymore. Now, once after entering these two values, I need to perform a click on the login button. So I am giving a click here. These are the actions that I want to do on these three controls. Then if I go to the last test step, what I need to do here, I do not want to perform a click or double click or anything. I want to verify that it's there on the screen. So now here the action mode will be verify. Okay. And then here I want to verify that it's visible on the screen. So I'm setting it as visible equal to true and the action mode is verify. Okay. So let's try running this test case once. That I click on logout. Okay. Okay. Right. Now, this is a landing page. So let's run our test case. To run our test case, what we need to do, we just need to right click on this test case, click on run in Scratchbook. Okay. The error, no matching the form is fallen. So, okay. Right. Yeah. So let's re-trigger it again. There were multiple tabs open with the same name. That's why it didn't get triggered as expected. Action tab was for another. Okay. Yeah. Now, are there any more pages? I'm just closing the rest all pages. Okay. Fine. Let's start a rerun again. Okay. Let's create a test configuration parameter here. Browser, and I'll say the definition or the browser which I want to run this test case will be Chrome. So I'm just setting a configuration here. And now if I run it again, so now you see it has clicked on login. Now it will enter the email and password. Then it will click on login. Now after clicking on login, it will verify that the logout link is present. So let's see the results of this run. Now we can see all the three are passed. We can see the green indication. Now login has been clicked. We have entered email, password, and login button has been clicked. Then we have verified the logout link also. It says verification was successful. Okay. So now coming back to this, once this test case is completed, so let me show all other areas of Tosca first. So usually we have several sections, like we have seen modules and test case section only, but we have executions, issues, requirements, test case design, and plan. So planning is nothing but we create sessions wherein we brainstorm about the planning, how do we go ahead with the sprint or the for a particular release. Once the planning is done, then we will move to test case design wherein we create test suites to store our test data. And once the requirements are given or the requirements are shared to us, then we will create that requirements here. Whatever requirements are given by BA, we create that same requirements here. After that, we'll start scanning the models required to our requirement. Then, once the models are created, we'll convert them to test cases. Once the test case is completed, then we'll move it to execution, wherein execution is our formal way of sharing the results. Like I'll show why it is called a formal way. Now let me check out a test case. Let me let me check out this folder. Now whatever test case I have created, that test case I want to move it to execution list. So I can drag and drop like this, like I have dragged and dropped it onto this execution list. Okay. Now this will become an execution list. I can rename it as EL1. And what happens is if I run it now, if I run the same test case or same execution list from execution folder, the result will be the same. But here we will see the log, like there will be a log which will be saved and we can extract a report from that particular log. Okay. Let me add a TCP here also, browser and Chrome. All right. So let me trigger it again. Okay, it has clicked on login and it will enter those two details and press on login button. Then the logout link will be verified. Our test case is completed here. And if we see it in Tosca command, you can see that the test case is passed and we can see a result for it. And in case if I want to get a report for this execution, I can just right click, hover on the sprint report. There is one option called execution entries with detail logs. I can click it. So it will give us a report in the form of PDF. It will ask where it has to save the report. You can click on save, replace. Now do you want only failed steps? No, I want all the steps. Do you want screenshots included? Yes, in between and okay. Now you see this is the, yeah. So this is the report that is created by Tosca Commander for the run that we did for our test case. Okay, so you can see login functionality test, when it has started, when it has ended, who has executed it, and what were the steps that were involved in this particular test case. If you had some screenshots in between, those screenshots will also be present in this particular report. Okay, so this is about the end-to-end journey of a test case. Just to reiterate few things, like we'll start with planning. We'll create the test data here. Once the requirements are with us, we'll start module scanning. Once the modules are scanned, we'll convert them to test cases. One test case is created and completed. We'll move it to execution and perform a run here and share the report to the stakeholders. So this is the typical automation journey of a single scenario in Tosca Commander. If you have any questions, we can discuss. Okay, I
Uh,
think,
can you
yeah,
please
yeah,
show
go
me
ahead.
test case, failed test cases? How it works
Failed
for
test
the failed
case,
test case? Yes.
as in
It's like
failed test
the
cases.
you enter the incorrect password and you or the incorrect username like that.
Okay, you want me to enter incorrect username here. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
now let us run the same test case again. Now I'm just putting the page on home page. Now after this, if I run the same test case, since tab was found, let's run from the execution only. Okay, it has clicked on login. Now it entered correct username but wrong password, and we will not be
Okay.
seeing logout link. So here the test case will fail. We'll see what it says. Okay, it
Mhm.
is failed as expected. And if you look at the results, last step, it will say could not find logout link with the properties, which is our expectation only. Because if this gets passed, then that means there is an issue with our test case, right?
Okay.
Now
Yes.
the verification is failed, and which is happening as per our expectation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that a few people joined after I started the demo. If you have any questions or if you want me to reiterate anything, I can do that for you. Okay, guys, if you don't have any further questions, we can wrap up the session. Thanks for your time. Thanks for joining. Please let me know if you have any questions or else you can drop off.
Hello.
Sure.
Yeah, hi Amol.
Yeah, hi, hi. So here, once the test case is failed, can we get a
Can we get?
screenshot? Like,
Yeah, we can get. Yeah, we can write a test step. We can develop a test step so that whenever a test case fails, at that time we can create a screenshot and we can do that. That is possible. That is achievable. I have not activated that particular configuration, so now we are not seeing any screenshot, but there is one feature called Doku Snapper. By activating it, we can get a screenshot whenever a test fails or whenever a test case gets stuck.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Niloit here. Hello.
Sorry.
Niloit here. I just
Yeah.
want
Hi.
to know, like, you showed example of web-based application.